everybody. We're going to be talking about Windows 10 just a little bit. Not necessarily about the operating system itself, but about the free Windows 10 upgrade offer that they're offering until next summer. You know, when you think free upgrade, you think, oh, that sounds pretty nice. I can upgrade from Windows 7 or Windows 8.1 to Windows 10 for free. Yeah, it's just very nice as long as it's optional. But the way Microsoft has handled this whole thing has been so freaking wrong. Let's go ahead and start. You know, back in the spring, they released an update known as KB3035583, or known as the Get Windows 10 app. It installs itself into Windows Update and changes some things about how Windows Update behaves. And provided your copy of Windows is genuine, it pops a little Windows 10 logo into your system tray. And you'll occasionally see pop-ups saying Windows 10 is here or Windows 10 is coming soon, reserve your upgrade now. You know, it's basically it's sort of an adware. It's constantly nags you, hey, get Windows 10, hey, get Windows 10. Windows 10's available, get Windows 10. And basically this update, it was put in through Windows Update, so anybody who used or had the default, you know, Windows Update set the default, which is automatic, would get this update. And basically this update doesn't really care about the specs of your computer or whether or not Windows 10 is really compatible or not. It just looks to see if your existing machine with Windows 7 or Windows 8 is genuine or not. If it's genuine, it starts nagging you to get Windows 10. So let's say you have a machine that's not compatible with Windows 10. Let's say your video card is not compatible, or something in that matter is not compatible. You know, the Get Windows 10 app will check the specs on your machine to see if your machine is compatible or not, and it'll say, unfortunately, your machine cannot upgrade to Windows 10, but you still have the Get Windows 10 app there, still nagging you, hey, get Windows 10, get Windows 10. Hey, Windows 10's available, get Windows 10. So if you're getting fed up with the notifications of, hey, get Windows 10, you can easily uninstall the update KB3035583 and then hide it from Windows Update and hopefully not get nagged again. But if you think that the nagging update itself is bad enough, just get this. You know, later summer, early into the fall, Microsoft started automatically downloading Windows 10 setup files to any machine that had to get Windows 10 after it. You know, really. So whether your machine was compatible or not, you know, regardless of whether your internet connection is data capped or how fast it is, they started pushing Windows 10 files to your machine without you even knowing about it, without you having any sort of idea that it happened. Basically, you can look in. It's actually a hidden folder. It's you'll look at, it'll be on your C drive, and it'll be Windows. I think dash. So I can't remember for sure. Windows BT, something like that. I'll have to put the exact information in the video here. But you'll see a folder on your machine that consists of like 3 to 6 gigabytes in size, and all those files were pushed of your internet connection without you knowing about it. Isn't that wonderful? Many people have gotten. I'm sure many people out there have probably gotten charged for data overages on their meter connection because of that. Thank you, Microsoft. So before we move on, check out this video footage I shot a while back when I found out about Windows 10 files getting auto pushed to machines without users' consent. Oh, you'll like it. Trust me, you'll like it. I was pretty hot. So yeah, Microsoft's excuse for that is we're doing this to prepare upgradable machines to get ready for Windows 10 in case the person decides, hey, I want to upgrade. You know, the thing that gets me is, you know, internet connections, it's not like the days of dial-up. I mean, it doesn't take very long to download the files if you want to upgrade. I mean, there's no sense in wasting space on people's hard drives and wasting bandwidth over, you know, their internet connections, you know, for this. I mean, it's ridiculous. So, if you think, okay, that the nagging isn't bad enough, and the automatic downloading of Windows 10 files to machines isn't bad enough, get this. You know, Microsoft's saying, oh, Windows 10's usage share is it's rising, but it's sort of plateaued, and we're not getting enough usage share. So we need to make it bigger. So here's what, if you just take a look on the internet, you'll probably see numerous articles about this. And this is why I suggest that you uninstall KB3035583 and hide it now, because starting next year, what's going to happen is basically, if you haven't noticed already, you can if your machine is still your Windows Update settings are still set to default, you may see in the optional updates upgrade to Windows 10. Yeah, it'll be there waiting for you. But guess what Microsoft's going to start doing next year? They're going to make Windows 10 a recommended update. So basically, a Windows Update, when it's set to automatic, it automatically downloads and installs recommended and important updates. So basically, starting next year, Windows 10 is going to automatically start getting installed on people's machines without their permission. En masse. Lots and lots of machines that they plan to just automatically push to Windows 10. So yeah, that's a brief overview of the things that have been going on with the free upgrade to Windows 10. It started out with the little nagging update, which that's one thing. Just install the update and make it shut up. But another thing is when it's automatically downloading files to people's machines with their consent, and now the automatic installation of Windows 10 to people's machines with their consent. Yeah, it's making me think of something. Has Microsoft forgotten that the computers do not belong to them? Apparently Microsoft thinks that when you install Windows 7 or Windows 8, that you're handing over the ownership of your computer to Microsoft. Apparently that's what they seem to think. I mean, for example, this is one thing that burns me with Windows 10, is the automatic updates. You can't set it to manual, you can't disable it. Well, technically, yeah, you can. Just go and disable a service and that'll stop it. In the settings, you can't simply set it to manual. It's either automatic or notify schedule restart. So basically, automatic and automatic. Yeah, those are your two settings. You have automatic and automatic. There's no manual. There's no turn off. Nothing. And of course, Microsoft, yeah, they dream that everybody just loves Windows 10. Now we just don't know about it. Yeah. Now some Joes may not have really paid attention to Windows 10, and perhaps may like it. But forcing it on their computers is not the way to do it. No. You don't force something on somebody else's computer. Do you pay their internet bill? Did you buy their computer? No, you didn't. It's not yours. It's not your right to be pushing software to their machines. Yes, security fixes and patches are one thing. Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, security patches and minor updates like that, but upgrading the user's operating system without their consent? No. That is uncalled for. Because although Windows 10 is pretty nice, it's not for everybody. I mean, look at this machine here. Yes, I have an image of Windows 10 up, but let me show you something here. You're about to see a feature of Windows 10 doesn't have. Windows Media Center. Yeah. No Windows Media Center in Windows 10. So you can't set up a DVR box to watch and record television with, or at least some of you may say, oh, you can use one of those free alternatives, but when it comes to digital cable, this is pretty much it. So yeah, this is one thing you can't do on Windows 10. You can't watch and record live cable TV. Just as an example. That's one thing you can't do on Windows 10. So, anyways, let's go and go back to what I was doing. This is brief. This will show you the biggest thing that I think is missing from Windows 10. So yeah, Windows 10 is not for everybody. For the simple matter that things like Windows Media Center are missing, yeah. Windows Media Center is one thing, but some of the games that have been in Windows probably since, 3.1? Like Minesweeper and things like that, they're not bundling in by default. They want you to use Microsoft Solitaire Collection, which, in a way, if you want the best of it, you got to pay for it. There's other things like Windows DVD Maker, and things like that missing. You can't even play DVDs on the operating system as a fresh out of the box. Oh, and it's the funny thing is for users who had Windows Media Center, they're giving you a free DVD player. Yeah, like a DVD player is going to be able to do what this thing here does: watch and record live TV. DVD player's not going to do that. And another thing about it is, there's some machines that just don't run Windows 10 too freaking well, like netbooks, for example. Netbooks can run Windows 7, okay, but when you add in Windows 10 to some of its stuff that's constantly running in the background, and you can't turn it off, yeah, that uses up resources and makes the computer so freaking slow. And you're just going to push Windows 10 to these machines that otherwise would be better off running Windows 7. And so another thing about it is, some machines may not be compatible. Some machines with Windows 7, maybe they were upgraded from Windows XP sometime back when. Maybe they're older machines from like 2005 or 2006. Maybe their graphics card cannot support Windows 10 because there's no drivers for it. And now supposedly Windows 10 won't install to a machine that's not compatible with it, but who said it wouldn't? I mean, it could happen. I mean, there's machines out there that don't need Windows 10. Windows 7 is perfectly fine. I mean, Windows 7 still has 5 years of support. I mean, some people still prefer Windows 7. They don't want Windows 10. So instead of trying to force an operating system on people, perhaps you should improve it. Maybe bring things back like Windows Media Center or Windows DVD Maker. This is just a couple of things I mentioned. Or any of the other things that got pulled from Windows 7 or even in some cases Windows 8. I mean, seriously. This has got to stop. I mean, and what else amazes me is how Microsoft supposedly in their end user license agreement prohibits it prohibits class action lawsuits against them. That's what I've heard anyway. I looked online, and apparently lawsuits can this only individual I think can actually sue, and they can't actually have class action lawsuits because Microsoft knows that some of their products suck dearly, and or in cases like this, pushing the products to existing machines without the customer's consent. I mean, Microsoft, have you forgotten? You don't own the computers. Yeah, they run your operating system, but no, you don't own the machines. That's not the way it works. You don't just push software upgrades, operating system upgrades to people's computers with their consent because things can happen. What if the upgrade fails and you render that person's computer useless and they have to take it to a shop and spend X amount of money to have it fixed? That's ridiculous. That is just ridiculous. People leave auto updates on by default, perhaps for security updates. That's probably one of the most common things that Windows Update will be kept to automatic for. Is for security updates. No, these people don't want their machines automatically upgraded to Windows 10. They don't want you downloading files across their internet connection without their consent. What if the person's on a low-end DSL internet connection that's already slow to begin with and data capped? You could push this person over their data cap, and for X amount of time, this person may wonder, why is my internet so freaking slow? Because what if they have like 2 or 3 Windows 7 computers on their home network, and they're all trying to fetch the Windows 10 upgrade files? Yeah, it's ridiculous. Microsoft, it needs to stop. Really needs to stop. So anyways, as I mentioned, since Microsoft apparently thinks they own your computer, if you're running Windows 7 or Windows 8 and you don't want Windows 10, repeat as I say, uninstall KB3035583 and hide it now. I'll post a link in the description to my Facebook page, Q Computer Company. There's an article there with detailed instructions on how to uninstall KB3035583 and hide it, as well as getting rid of those 6 GB worth of Windows 10 setup files that you may not never need. Because honestly, I don't use Windows Update to get Windows 10. There's an alternative way to get Windows 10 for free on an existing Windows 7, Windows 8 machine. It's called the Media Creation Tool. It's a free download from Microsoft. You can download it to your machine. So perhaps if you decide maybe I do want Windows 10 sometime later on, hey, there's a way you can do it. Just simply download that and follow the directions, and you can get Windows 10 that way. You don't have to worry about issues with major issues with it messing up Windows Update and things like that. Which, by the way, before I end this video, I want to tell you guys another thing that amazes me. Let's say you upgrade to Windows 10, or you get forced to do so. You have 30 days or so to go back to Windows 7, Windows 8. But when you go back to Windows 7, Windows 8, there's the Get Windows 10 app already ready to throw you back into Windows 10. I have seen the Get Windows 10 app really screw up Windows Update. I mean, screw it up badly. To where anytime you check for updates, instead of saying downloading and installing updates, it would say downloading Windows 10. When it's not actually downloading Windows 10, it's actually downloading updates. Yeah. I've seen Windows Update get screwed up dearly by the Get Windows 10 app. So just get it off your machine. Get rid of KB3035583 and hide it now. And get rid of those files that were downloaded to your machine without your permission. And if you so decide that you want Windows 10, you can use the Media Creation Tool to get it that way. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.